Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Sonic Adventure DX-ish. In the last one we continued through Tails' campaign, doing the Sky Chase levels in the meanwhile, as well as snowboarding down Sand Hill, and now it's time for Sky Chase Act 2, which, similar to the last time, is pretty much completely the same as it was for the Sonic campaign, so we're speeding it up once again, up to the point we don't need to, like cutscenes.
Haha! So far, so good!
Hope you know what you're doing.
You bet! Watch this! Transforming now!
Whoa!
Let's do it!
Now, the only notable change to scoring that Sky Chase Act 2 has, by the way, is that now we have the air mines you can blow up. Those are worth 20 points each. And in order to get the A rank requirement, you need 20,000 points total, so you got a lot of points to get through, using everything throughout the stage. And we're also not going to speed up the boss fight, because it's also a very quick boss fight, like with last time. Once the cannon opens, just fire on into it by mashing the button instead of charging up a laser, and you should kill it right after its first attack, even if you have to tank the hit. Honestly, I kind of miss shooter bosses and vertical shoot-em-up bosses being that simple, because there's almost a humor element to it.
We gotta land on the egg carrier.
Oops! We got a problem here.
What now?
I forgot to put in the landing gear.
Whoa! Wow, this thing is really huge.
No time to gawk, Sonic. We gotta find Amy.
You're right, pal. Let's get busy.
However, just like last time, though, we step even like 5 feet forward, we get another cutscene.
Don't get any ideas, Sonic. You have no idea what this vessel can do. How about I give you a little sample?
See that?
Now how are we gonna get to the bridge?
I hate it when he doesn't listen to me.
I guess you weren't expecting that, were you? There's only one way to get to me, Sonic, and that's through the sky deck. I doubt if you can make it. Ha ha! I dare you!
Just watch me. Bring it on, Eggman!
Eggman's laugh there always feels like it should be followed up by him going like, "Idiots!"
So, this must be the sky deck, huh?
Mind you, that might just be because I prefer Eggman when he's just slightly petty about things like that to a point of humor. Alright, so Sky Deck as Tails is honestly a really fun stage because this level's constant use of bottomless pits is annoying for Sonic, but it's a big boon for Tails because you can just ignore half of it. Our goal here is actively the end of the first section from the Sonic campaign, so we're only going underneath the egg carrier this time around. But that also means if you remember where there are potential shortcuts, like over here from Sonic's campaign, you can make pretty good advantage of the hoops as well as Tails' flight ability to just skip over them. I really like going through this level as him, it's one of my favorites. Honestly, that is something I really like about the Tails campaign that I think I brought up in the first part of it, but forgive me, it's been about a week since I recorded that, and there's been a lot of happening in that week. Since every stage during the Sonic campaign is effectively broken up into 3 or 4 smaller sections, every other section usually is a focus of another character, and this portion uses Tails' ability to very good effect. The only problem is, due to them doing that in the game, some of the stages do come across as very short, because once we get towards where the cannon was in the Sonic campaign, well, there's the capsule right there, so we're already done. I guess in that regard, you can say Tails' campaign sort of has the Sonic Forces problem, where the moment the stages really start to click, they end. Which, ugh. That can be a rough feeling, honestly. Sonic, I can hear you jumping over there. What are you doing, buddy? Calm down. Eggman's not here.
Yeah! Is that it?
Sonic, we should check out the bridge.
Sonic, that wasn't a relaxing jaunt. Did you just like, stub your toe at the last second? What the hell was that scream? Either way, ride the elevator up, and it's time for, once again, our next character boss fight.
Sonic! Tails!
Ha! You're a bit late.
Not the birdie! That's the Chaos Emerald! No way!
Be gone, all of you! This is all I really need. Gamma?
What is your wish, Master?
Get rid of these pests! Give them all you got!
Aye, aye, Master Robotnik.
I'll leave it up to you, Gamma.
Once again, time for the fight against Gamma. Same thing applies to the Knuckles fight, but now that you have the rhythm pad, you can just mash the hell out of the equivalent to whatever the B button is, whatever version you're playing, the game you're playing, and finish it even quicker.
Please stop, Tails! Move aside, Amy! Get out of the way! No! This robot is my friend! He helped me! Don't hurt him! Okay, if you say so, you have your reasons, I guess. Hey, this ship is losing altitude!
Hurry, Tails! Take Amy and get out of here!
Well, what about you?
I'll find Eggman and put a stop to his evil ways!
That's Eggman! I wonder what happened to Sonic.
God, I hate how that line's delivered.
I'm finished. Chaos was defeated, and now my egg carrier is ruined. No matter. I will destroy Station Square anyway.
If that missile is launched...
You ready? Fire! Ah! No, it was a dud. I can't believe this. Ah, I'll go and deal with it myself.
Oh no! I'd better get to that missile before he detonates it! I see it! I've gotta get it before Eggman! The fate of Station Square depends on me! Sonic! I've changed a lot since I've started hanging with Sonic. But I can't depend on him forever. I know I can do this by myself. Okay, Eggman, bring it on!
Tails' final stage is his version of Speed Highway, and it's the only stage where we're actually not racing Sonic, we're racing Eggman, who, due to the fact he's using his Egg-O-Matic, he can use similar shortcuts to what you can do. However, given this stage's level structure, once again, you can do a lot of shortcuts just flying through the hoops or knowing where the level design was as Sonic, and then just ignoring it as Tails with Flight. This is my favorite of his stages, and that's largely because this is one of my favorite stages in the game to begin with. This stage, I think, highlights one of the things I really like about Adventure 1's level design, specifically as, like, half the cast, where if you understand just how far you can go with certain things with them, like their jumps, their flights, all that jazz, you can borderline do stuff that feels unintentional in a way that's just super satisfying, that very few other Sonic games really feel like they do. Now, you could read into that and say, okay, maybe they didn't design the characters too well, the levels too well, to a point where you could use their abilities in a way that are very unintentional and thus break the game. And there is something to that. But with stages like this in specific, it does feel like they designed it around their abilities enough where it was slightly intentional, just unintuited, maybe is the way I should phrase it. I love playing through stages like this. Although right here, for some reason, it does remind me of a very specific stage from Mega Man X8. Those who watched that LP know what I'm talking about. My only real issue with it is the same issue I really have with the campaign at large, where right when you fully understand the capabilities of his flight and what they want you to do in the level design, the stages end, and thus you're just kind of left in the middle wanting more. Which kind of gets into the whole thing of sometimes Sonic stages are kind of short to begin with because, you know, you're going fast. But at that point, it'd be like, well, I wouldn't mind an extra stage in that aesthetic or something like that. It's complicated. I'll talk more on my thoughts as we reach the ending, though.
Oh no! It's Robotnik!
So you beat me to the missile, you little pest. I will make you all pay for this.
Let's get out of here!
You fool. Away, before I make mincemeat out of you.
I'm not scared. I'm not scared. I can do this.
That delivery from Dean Bristow on the mincemeat line always sends chills down my spine because it's so immensely threatening compared to the rest of what he sounds like as Eggman across his tenure as the character. Either way, Tails' final boss is the Egg Walker. It's a quadrupedal mech. When you're far away from the boss, he fires laser beams that are very easy to dodge, but when you get below him, he does his main attack, stomping. Once he stomps, the leg he stomps with becomes vulnerable to attack to be stunned, in which case you stun the main body and can do damage. The further you get into the fight, the more legs need to stun in order to actually make the damage count. With that said, it's very, very easy. The Rhythm Badge obviously helps a lot here. In fact, I can't help but wonder if maybe the reason the Rhythm Badge exists is that maybe early playtesters thought this fight was a little too tight without it. But then they were like, okay, well, where do we put it? And then that's why it's just weirdly required for that cutscene back with the Echidna girl. Ultimately, like the rest of the campaign, it is a very easy boss fight, as threatening as the voice delivery is. Just get used to hearing him say, get a load of, get a load of, get a load of this. As we did during the Egg Viper boss fight. And there we go, that's Tails' campaign down and out for the count. Tails, it's still exploding. You should probably get away from it so we can just sit back and watch the ending play. Oh god, don't be a fried fox.
Hey, I did it!
You saved the day! You're the best!
I did it all by myself.
When I'm alone in my chair, I just go about wishing I wanna be strong. I really wanna be trusted. When all alone in my bed, I just go about yearning. I wanna be cool. I also wanna be like him, but that's not something I can do so easily. This is not simply my way, my style. Gotta get a hold of my life. I wanna fly high.
The way they play the main character themes in the ending and then just start them back up for the credits always felt a little weird, I won't lie. Speaking of which, before I talk about the campaign itself, Tails' theme in this game is Believe in Myself. There's also a song of the same name that's his theme song in Sonic Adventure 2. Like with Sonic's theme, I prefer the SA1 song using that title. The lyrics are by Jun Senoue and Takahiro Fukada. The arrangement is by Jun Senoue, whereas the vocals are by Karen Blake, who is miscredited as Karen Brake in the credits. She had an album back in the mid-80s called Just One Heart that had about 10 songs on it. This is her only credit in video games, but she apparently was also in TV movies such as The Simpsons, Family Ties, Star Trek, Cheers, LA Law, Strong Medicine, Boomtown, Pee-wee's Big Adventure, It's a Bug Life, and Beethoven's Third. I'm reading that directly off of her website at KarenBlakeMusic.com. Tails' campaign has a lot of promise that it just doesn't really live up to. I think the idea of his mechanic being trying to race Sonic, given the theme of getting out of Sonic's shadow is kind of a big character motivation for him, is a good idea. I just wish it had more original level design to deal with it and that the levels could go on longer than they actually do. But at the same time, that does run the risk of having what I call the Sonic Rivals issue, where the racing becomes so centralized in the long levels that it just gets to be tedious. I think the best thing to do here would have been either extend the stages by a good minute each, and maybe add 1 or 2 stages on top of that and have original level design with that to boot. Doing Sky Chase in the middle, though, definitely can be tedious, and I guess you could theoretically space it out by doing Sonic's campaign all the way through, then doing other campaigns first, but every time I play this, I do the characters' campaigns in the order they are on the menu, so I just do Sky Chase 4 times within like an hour and a half of each other, it feels like. There's a large part of me that really wishes they expanded on this particular gameplay for him in Sonic Adventure 2 rather than going the route they did there. But for keeping things equal between the two playthroughs / campaigns that SA2 has, I think they did ultimately make the right move. It's just kind of weird that the next time we actively controlled Tails in a full 3D space after this was 06, and then we didn't do it again, I think, until Frontiers' DLC. And I love playing as him there. The DLC for Frontiers and how it treats its extra playable characters is so good. Because it really is heartening to see the Sonic fan base do things with its sidecast again, because I know there was that whole mentality, especially during like the mid-2000s, late 2000s, where it's, why are we playing as Sonic and his friends when it's a Sonic game? To me, the sidecast is half the series at this point because they're so integral to the plots, and since the fandom is so large, every character has a pretty large fan base in their own regards that has them as their favorite character because they either see something of themselves in them, or the things they talk about in their own campaigns in the games you get to play as them speaks to them as a person in a way that the other characters don't. Like, I could see a bunch of maybe younger siblings looking at Tails in this particular campaign going, I could identify with this. Like, it's good to have the older siblings around, but sometimes it's easy to get caught in the mentality of being stuck in their shadow. and you need to kind of step out for yourself. And I like that they're doing more with that, because that means people could get more out of that to reflect in their own lives in a way that's really enjoyable. But with that, I'm going to need to end this off here. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great night. Take care. And in part 11, we're going to go start off the Knuckles campaign. See you guys then.